So, I guess y'all really liked that last part. I'll be honest, I didn't think the video was going to do as great as it did, but then again, if I know my Amagites, they love real, heartfelt emotion. So why I was surprised at all is itself a surprise. So enough about that, let's move on to the next concept. Naruto isn't the only one who has ever been done dirty by the village, and some nuts are harder to crack than others. If you're wondering where I'm going with this, that would be Sasuke. Now, I could have, and was even slightly tempted to name this What If Kakashi Raised Sasuke, but considering that this was coming off of another What If, and considering that Naruto will still be plot relevant here, I thought to keep it as it is by way of name. But yes, now that Kakashi has befriended Naruto, the question is, what will he do with Sasuke? Sasuke, being another member of his team, without a family, seems ripe for the newly open-hearted Kakashi to try and create a new family for. So why don't we take a look into the world where Kakashi tries to raise Naruto and Sasuke. Welcome to the Amagi. Before we begin, only 25% of our viewers are subscribed, so if you're a fan of the video, please like and double check if you are subscribed. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Kakashi stood outside of the academy as he would often walk Naruto home. However, today was different. Kakashi was wringing his hands with worry. The reason? Naruto was attempting to take a very important test today. A test that would forever dictate his future. Failure would lead to death. Or, you know, that's the way Naruto articulated it. The importance of such a test was, in all honesty, very small. But all the same, Kakashi didn't want Naruto to be left behind by his class, and he didn't want Naruto's confidence to take a hit. Due to that, Kakashi and Naruto had been working quite a bit on these things. They had been studying for the written half and attempting to learn how to use clones. When Kakashi had set up a faux test, Naruto had passed with flying colors. But Kakashi couldn't be sure that Naruto wouldn't suffer some form of performance anxiety and fail. It wasn't the end of the world if he did, but it would be hard on Naruto, all things considered. So Kakashi silently prayed that Naruto wouldn't fail. As the hands ticked past 3 p.m. on the clock, students began to be let out in waves. The first wave, the second wave, the third wave. It seemed a lot of kids had taken the test, and equally the same amount had passed by the looks of their headbands. But as of yet, there was no Naruto. Kakashi waited, and eventually the other kids would all slowly leave or be picked up by their parents. It was now about 3:20 p.m., and once again Kakashi was alone. No Naruto. He began to wonder where he was. He almost considered going in to ask, until eventually he saw a brightly colored kid whose hair and clothes were so reflective that it would be impossible for him to hide like a true shinobi would. Walking over, he prepared to ask, but then he saw the look on Naruto's face. Such a melancholic, disappointed face, head hung low. Kakashi knelt down by Naruto. Naruto avoided eye contact. Kakashi put his hands on the boy's shoulders. "It's okay, Naruto. It was a bad day. You can always take the test again tomorrow." "I don't want to take the test again," he said. Kakashi was shocked by this. His confidence was already destroyed by the sound of it. "Now, Naruto, you don't mean that. I know you dream of being a shinobi and a Hokage as strong as your father. So surely you'll want to take the test again. Elsewise, you can't be a genin." Naruto shook his head. "Why would I want to take the test again when I passed?" Naruto suddenly raised his head with a smile. He pulled his hand out of his pocket, dragging with it a headband with the metal plate of the village crest. Kakashi was shocked at first, a little upset at the needless dragging out of the moment for emotional response before finally offering a smile. Whatever, it didn't matter. All that mattered was that Naruto had passed and was happy. "Well, this seems like a good time to celebrate," Kakashi said. "How about we go out and get something to eat?" Naruto nodded. "Sounds great." And so they decided to head off to get something to eat together to celebrate Naruto passing his test. Kakashi was pleased. What he hadn't told Naruto was that he had left the Anbu specifically for this moment, in hopes of becoming a guiding Jonin. He wanted to be the mentor who led Naruto and taught him everything he knew. He knew that Naruto would learn better from someone he was comfortable with. That was how Naruto tended to learn. He didn't learn well from others as much as he did Kakashi, and that was likely because he felt no connection with them, and therefore had no initial desire to listen to them in the first place. And considering that Kakashi knew and was on good terms with 2 separate Hokage, that would increase Naruto's chances of becoming a Hokage himself. Kakashi knew he would be the one to help skyrocket Naruto's shinobi career, to push Naruto further than he could go by himself, and to give him a chance to actually make it. And so it was then that during their meal, Kakashi broke the joyous news. "So, Naruto, I have news of my own." Naruto looked up from his plate. "What is it?" he asked. Kakashi spoke. As it turns out, am no longer in the Anbu." Naruto gasped. "Don't tell me you were fired. I'm gonna chew Hiruzen out so hard for this." Kakashi let off a chuckle and shook his head. "No, Naruto, it's not Hiruzen. The reason why I'm no longer in the Anbu is because I voluntarily left." Naruto was confused. "Why in the world would you want to do that? Didn't you like being an Anbu?" Kakashi nodded. "I did, but I decided there was something else I wanted to do." "What's that?" Naruto asked. Kakashi smiled under his mask. "I decided to become a standard Jonin so I could take on a Genin team of my own," he said, scratching the side of his head. Naruto looked on in confusion. He didn't speak. Kakashi then drove it home. "Naruto, I've volunteered to be the Jonin for your Genin team." Naruto's eyes lit up. You mean you're going to be my sensei too?" Kakashi nodded. "Of course, I won't be able to give you any preferential treatment, but..." Naruto basically jumped over the table into his arms, tipping Kakashi's chair and causing him to fall over. Kakashi laughed, as did Naruto. They were making a scene, of course, and likely would soon be asked to leave if they didn't straighten up, but that was okay. They were both just very excited to be able to go on the same missions together. Returning to their home late that day, Kakashi helped Naruto get ready for bed before tucking him in. After that, Kakashi would head into the living room before pulling out the couch into a bed. By this point, Kakashi was just living with Naruto now. He did still have his own apartment, but considering how often they spent the night, it had become almost an every night thing. And so, now Kakashi just had bought a new couch that could pull out into a bed to be comfortable on. The day after this, he set out early to speak with Hiruzen about his team. It was Hiruzen who put these teams together, and on special request from Kakashi, Hiruzen had placed Naruto on Kakashi's team. Not only were Naruto and Kakashi close, but Kakashi also had the Sharingan, which he would be able to use on the Ninetales should it escape or begin to cause an issue, so it was perfect. That being said, while Kakashi knew Naruto would be on his team, he was the only one he knew. The others were as of yet a mystery. That was why he was heading to the Hokage's office, to find out who else would be on his team. Upon entering the building, the receptionist told him that Hiruzen was currently open for their appointment, and that he could go right in. And so Kakashi would head up to the Hokage's office, knocking first. Hiruzen would call out to open the door. Kakashi would open up the door to see the kind and beckoning face of the third Hokage. "Kakashi, welcome, welcome, come on in." Kakashi would step in, shut the door behind him, offer a slight bow, and take a seat in front of the Hokage's desk. "I'm here to inquire about the team I'm supposed to have." Hiruzen nodded. "Of course, I already have the final 2 members selected," he said. He gave over the files of them both. Kakashi read the one containing Sakura. "Quite the promising student," he said, but it was the second file that caught his eye. He lifted it up and opened it. Sasuke Uchiha. Hiruzen sat silent for a moment, just looking at Kakashi over the tops of his clasped fingers. He was gauging his reaction. Kakashi looked up over the file. "Why did you choose him for my team?" he asked. "I chose him because of your relationship with Naruto," Hiruzen said. Kakashi shook his head. "I don't understand." Hiruzen then spoke. "Do you remember all of those years ago when I put you on security detail to protect Naruto?" Kakashi nodded. "You remember how I said that my true goal was for the 2 of you to become friends?" Once more, Kakashi nodded. Hiruzen continued speaking. "All along, my goal had been to get you 2 to form a relationship, and for you to find purpose for caring for somebody else. It worked, and you became a highly responsible guardian. But if I may say, even I was surprised by how well you got Naruto to open up. I always found Naruto to be quiet and reserved due to the way that others treat him. But now, because of you, he's outgoing and happy." Hiruzen smiled as he spoke. "You are very good with children, particularly ones in states like Naruto. I had always known that your heart was large, but I never knew how well you would do. It's as if you're naturally born with an innate ability to parent. I sense the reason why you do so well with children in Naruto's position is that you have a very similar background, and as such you can truly understand them. Understand what they need." Kakashi was skeptical as he read the file. Hiruzen continued. "Sasuke is a particularly tough nut to crack though," Hiruzen said. "He has seen a lot, and unlike Naruto, he was not practically born an orphan, but instead became one." Hiruzen looked down. "His particular case is one of intense trauma. While he may have never been hated quite like Naruto, he lost everything and everyone unexpectedly to someone he loved. He almost died and witnessed things that no child ever should. He's not been able to overcome it, and it's left him broken. The person I feel most able to help Sasuke pick up the pieces of his life and put them back together is you. After all, it's not the first time you've had to put a life back together. You seem to have a lot of experience with it, and I'm thinking you could probably help Sasuke too. I don't know about that, Kakashi said as he sat the file down on the table. You know who his brother is, right? Kakashi asked. Of course you know. You were the one who told me, Kakashi tacked on. He's Itachi's brother. I don't know how wise it is to put me together with Sasuke. After all, Itachi was a part of my team in the Anbu before all of this happened. I don't see him so happily joining my team. For all I know, he blames me for his brother's decision. Hiruzen shook his head. I don't think it'll be an issue, and if it is, it certainly won't be one you can't navigate. Kakashi sighed as he rubbed his face. I know what happened with Naruto was great, Kakashi said, but I'm afraid you're getting the wrong idea. I'm not some psychiatrist. I'm not a member of social services. I can't just be the answer to every case you send my way. I recall you being skeptical about taking up the position to care for Naruto, too, Hiruzen said. I'm aware of that as well, Kakashi replied. I'm not questioning this because I don't want to be a part of Sasuke's healing, but I'm simply worried about my ability to juggle Naruto and Sasuke at the same time. If you don't think you could handle more than one child, you wouldn't have volunteered to be a mentor to 3. I think you can do it, Kakashi. Don't sell yourself short. I believe that there's nobody that's a better fit for this job than you. If I did, I'd be asking that person to work with Sasuke instead. Kakashi sighed as he looked down on the file. Are you certain that this is a good idea? Hiruzen nodded. Very much so. Kakashi took a deep breath and let it out in a sigh. I've long learned to stop doubting you in situations like these. If you're certain that I'm the best choice, then I'll do it. Hiruzen smiled. Good. I have faith that you'll be able to do what is best for Sasuke. The next day, Kakashi got up early and woke Naruto up. The two had breakfast and got properly dressed. Today you're gonna meet your new teammates. Be sure to be on your best behavior. Can't you just tell me who will be on my team? Naruto asked, raising his brows a couple times. Kakashi smiled. I can, but try to keep it cool, okay? Sounds awesome, Naruto said. The first person on your team will be Sakura Haruno, Kakashi said. Naruto's eyes lit up. Heck yeah, local babe joins the smash. Kakashi looked at Naruto out of the corner of his eye. I suggest that you do not make comments like that around her. She may be attractive by middle school standards, but that doesn't give you the excuse to harass her. Be respectful of her boundaries and don't call her babe, okay? Naruto sighed. Way to kill the mood. Anyway, who's the other one? The other team member will be Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto's eyes widened before he proceeded to roll them. Oh man, we had to get Sasuke of all people? What, you don't like Sasuke? Kakashi asked. Naruto scoffed. Sasuke's always the most popular kid in class, and he's always so edgy. I can't stand him. Come on now, don't be that way, Kakashi said. Sasuke's been added to our team for a special reason. And what reason's that? Naruto asked. Keep this a secret, alright? Kakashi proceeded to tell Naruto why Sasuke was added to the team. Wow, he's really gone through a lot, hasn't he? I didn't know some of that stuff, Naruto said as he, like Kakashi, was combing his hair. Yeah, well, don't mention it to him. It sounds like he's in a really tough place, and I can relate because I've been in a position similar to him. Sometimes it's not easy to keep living when something like what he's experienced happened. Naruto nodded. Well, I'll try and cut him some slack then. Kakashi smiled and looked at Naruto. That's the spirit. And so, after that, the two left their apartment. They crossed the village quickly before making it to the academy. Entering in, they found the classroom where they would meet the others. Upon opening the door, they saw Sasuke sitting there in a chair with a bit of an embarrassed face as Sakura kept pushing closer to him, talking his ear off, making not-so-subtle references to how hot she found him. Looks like it's not me you have to worry about in regards to harassment, Naruto said. Kakashi cleared his throat loudly, causing the two to finally turn their attention to him. Sakura sat there, beaming like sunshine from ear to ear, and Sasuke's face bore no actual emotional change. He remained with the same stoic appearance as before. Kakashi pointed to a seat to tell Naruto to go sit down there. Naruto obliged, walking over and sitting down. Kakashi stood there in front of them all. Well, I suppose you are all what we're going to call Team 7, he said. It's a pleasure to meet you all. My name is Kakashi Hatake, and I'm going to be your sensei from here on out. He pointed to Naruto. That's Naruto. He's not only going to be a member of our team, but he's also my charge. Before you ask, no, I don't plan to favor him. I am able to separate work from home life. If he screws up, let me know. Naruto's happy expression slowly turned to one of embarrassment. Kakashi continued, I think that the best way for us to come to know each other is to simply tell. I'll ask you questions and you'll answer them. Sound fair? Will we get to ask you questions too? Sakura asked. Kakashi nodded. Yes. Since you seem to have volunteered, why don't we start with you, Miss Sakura? What can you tell us about yourself? Sakura thought about it. I graduated with the highest GPA in my class, she said. Kakashi nodded in understanding. Oh, a smarty pants. That's interesting. Tell us about that. Is your intelligence a gift you were born with, or did it come only by hard work? A bit of both, Sakura said. I always found it easy to understand the things taught here, but that didn't stop me from ravenously devouring any and all information I could. My favorite subject is biology. I simply like to understand how things work on a cellular level. I don't just want to know that life exists, I want to know how it exists, maybe even why. Wow, you sound quite philosophical. You'll be very useful on this team, and I can guarantee that during your time here you will learn many new things. Maybe it'll help you answer the questions you're asking. He then turned to Naruto. Go ahead and tell them about yourself, Kakashi said. Naruto turned to the others. Well, I'm Naruto. I'm also apparently the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. I was really young when I became the host. My parents died on the day of my birth, when the village was attacked by the tailed beast that was sealed inside my mother. To save the village, they sealed the beast inside of me, and I've kept it at bay ever since. Sakura seemed shocked. Wow, I never knew that about you, Naruto. Is that why people seem to treat you weirdly? Naruto nodded. It was explained to me that the people simply don't understand what my role in the village is, or what I'm supposed to do. They hate the Nine-Tails a lot, and because of that, their feelings seem to spill over on me a little bit. But I've decided not to be bitter about it. I'm providing a very important service to my village, and even if they don't understand it, I'll continue doing it because I love my people. Sakura nodded. Very mature of you, Naruto. I'll be glad to learn more. Kakashi was pleased. It seemed like his team was starting to mesh well. He looked over. And what about you, Sasuke? What can you tell us about yourself? Sasuke sat there quietly for a moment. What is it that you'd like to know? Kakashi shrugged. Anything. Sasuke thought for a moment. He seemed to stop. Well, I dislike... Once more, silence filled the air. Sorry, I just wasn't ready for this. Kakashi realized that it was maybe a bit worse than Hiruzen let on. He spoke kindly. It's okay, Sasuke. I'm sure we'll come to understand more about you later on. From there on, they moved out. The first thing to do was for them to try and take the bells from Kakashi. Considering that Naruto was living with Kakashi, he knew that he couldn't exactly say he wouldn't train them because Naruto would see right through it. So he took a different approach. Do you see these bells? He said, showing them to everyone. Each of these bells represents something. A meal. You see, what I plan to do is celebrate our new team by taking you all out to get something special. A steak, maybe? He said with a brow raise. But what kind of mentor would I be if I didn't make you work for it? So allow me to explain. The mission here is to test your bonds and teamwork. You see, these bells will each be one plate of whatever it is you want to eat. But there's only two, meaning one of you will get nothing. You'll instead have to sit there quietly and watch us all eat without you. Sakura raised her hand. Is that really fair? You've set it up so that it's impossible for all three of us to succeed. One of us will inevitably fail, she said. Kakashi pointed towards Sakura. That's dang right. But the test is to see how well you work together. See, if nobody gets a bell, then we'll go to that restaurant and none of you will be able to eat. Instead, you'll all sit quietly as I chow down on the most succulent steak imaginable. And I will moan about it too. So one of you will just have to be selfless and take the L so the others can eat. Who takes that L will be up to you three to decide, but someone will have to take it. Now, let's go. Kakashi dashed into the woods. The team began to follow after him. As Kakashi moved, he saw the team trying to work together to some degree. Everyone except Sasuke. Sasuke was trying to succeed by other means. Was it simply that he was selfish? Kakashi wasn't so sure about that. The truth was, Sasuke was somewhat ignoring the team in an effort to get the bells himself. All alone, he was in hot pursuit of Kakashi. That was until a slip caused a bad fall from a tree. Sasuke hit the ground with a blood-curdling scream. Kakashi stopped, turned around, and saw him laying on the ground, gripping at his leg. Oh crap, he just broke his leg, Kakashi said. He suddenly jumped down from the tree and ran over to Sasuke. Are you alright? He asked, kneeling down. Move your hands, let me feel it, Kakashi said. As soon as he began checking the leg, he found no injury at all. It was a ploy. Sasuke reached out and grabbed the bells. "Got him," he said. Kakashi sighed. In that moment, Sasuke noticed another Kakashi standing in the trees. Sasuke looked at this Kakashi as he suddenly poofed into smoke, the bells around his waist going with him. "How did you know I was faking?" Sasuke asked. "I didn't," Kakashi said. "I thought it was a possibility, but I didn't expect you to take the low road like that. Honestly, an A-tier shinobi technique, but I wasn't born yesterday. Anything I can do, my shadow clones can do, so I sent a clone just in case it was a feint. Glad I did. Good job, but also, what an L." Kakashi jumped away, leaving Sasuke alone. From that point on, Sasuke didn't even seem to try. He didn't move from that spot. Sakura and Naruto both failed because of the lack of help Sasuke was giving them. That being said, they probably would have failed anyway, but Kakashi had been willing to cut them slack and maybe lay down a bit if they had all tried their hardest to work together. But now, as the sun was setting, it became obvious that the test was over. They failed. As the team came back together, he delivered the bad news to them. "Well, team, you failed, and you know what that means." The three of them looked down in shame. Kakashi walked over to Sasuke. "Why did you just give up? Don't you actually want to be a shinobi? Shinobi don't give up. They keep trying until they run out of strength. I'm disappointed in you, Sasuke." Sasuke looked away from Kakashi. Kakashi took a deep breath. "I'm not a monster though. You three have room to improve, sure, but I was impressed with your skills, and that includes you, Sasuke. You just need to work more at it. As a reward for what you did, I'm going to forego the punishment and let you all celebrate. Tonight is a joyous night. We're all together now. I'm not going to ruin that for no good reason, so just get it all off your mind. We'll try again some other time, but for now I just want you to be happy." And so Kakashi took them out to eat, his treat. He got the most succulent steak in the world. Sakura got some grilled fish with a side of shrimp. Naruto got chicken fingers as always. Seemed like a waste to go to a wonderful grill like this only to get regular old chicken fingers, but that's what he wanted, so he let him order it. As for Sasuke, at first he wasn't sure he wanted to order anything at all. Kakashi pushed him though, and Sasuke ended up getting a big messy hamburger with all the fixins. Honestly, had Kakashi not gone with the steak, he would have done that too. Despite this, Sasuke didn't really seem to eat any of it. Kakashi felt bad. Maybe he had been a bit too hard on Sasuke. He put his hand on Sasuke's shoulder in a comforting fashion. "You don't have to be ashamed, Sasuke. I failed that test too when I first took it, and it took me a long time to get it right, but I did. Considering your instincts, I see you growing into an even greater shinobi than I. So don't let it bother you. Just decide in your heart not to repeat the mistake and you'll prove you learned something valuable." Despite these words, Sasuke didn't want to touch his burger. "It's okay. You can take it home with you to eat for a snack sometime. Nothing beats waking up at 3 a.m. and having a messy cheeseburger. I'm also going to give you 3 tomorrow off to get ready for our next mission." "What's our mission?" Sakura asked. "It's nothing much, just a few chores around the village. But even if this work is small, it's still important, and it helps people. It's a good way for the 3 of you to get acclimated. A safe learning environment." Sakura seemed to understand. She took to the idea with enthusiasm. Naruto less so, as he wanted to go kill someone for his first mission, but he seemed to settle with the idea. And so, after this, he let them all go home. Sasuke was the first to leave. Kakashi found it odd, but he let it slide. Sakura would walk with them a ways and thank Kakashi for the meal, saying she planned to enjoy the rest for a snack as well. Kakashi gladly waved to her as she left. From there, Naruto and Kakashi walked home. As they did, Naruto spoke. "Sasuke seemed like he really didn't want anything to do with us. Do you think he hates being on our team?" Kakashi shook his head. "No, I don't think it's that. I think it's just that he's having trouble acclimating to relying on others, and the idea of trying it again is causing him anxiety. The last time he trusted someone, it didn't end well." Naruto understood. "I hope there's something we can do to help. The best we can do is remain kind and prove that he's not wrong to trust us. Sometimes it just takes time to break the ice, but you know what they say, Konoha wasn't built in a day." For the rest of the next day, they just had fun together. Naruto and Kakashi, that is. They played some games, watched some TV, and just enjoyed their lives. They got to bed early that night in hopes of waking up early enough to get to work. That day, the team did meet up. Today, they were on garbage collection duty. As they all worked, Naruto and Sakura turned it into a bit of a game, running about, acting like nuts. Sasuke just sorta stood by himself. His eyes had dark circles under them, and he seemed more than once like he was about to fall asleep on his feet. Kakashi walked over and gave him a bit of an elbow. "Stay up a bit too late last night playing video games, eh?" Sasuke looked at Kakashi for a moment before speaking. "Yeah, video games." Kakashi stood there for a moment, seeing the look on Sasuke's face. He gave a whistle to call the group back. "Hey guys," he shouted. Naruto and Sakura came running. "What's up?" they asked. "I was thinking of taking an early lunch. Maybe we could have a bit of a siesta as well while we're at it. We don't have much to do today anyway, and the sun's kinda killing me. I definitely shouldn't have worn all this black." Naruto and Sakura agreed. So the team all sat down to have a snack, all except Sasuke, who decided to take his siesta early. Everyone finding their spot under a tree, they began to, each of them, saw logs. All the while, Kakashi decided to catch up with his reading. As he sat there, he watched his team rest, a smile playing across his face. It was then that he heard a sound. It started quietly, heavy breathing, followed by a grunt. Looking over the top of his book, he saw nothing. He returned to his book. Suddenly, the sound returned, followed by a voice pleading no. Sitting up straight, Kakashi put his book down and walked over to his students to see Sasuke having a bit of an issue. His face was twisted in fear as his breathing continued to quicken, inhaling and exhaling with intensity. Once more, he pled no. Sasuke was having a nightmare. Kakashi put his hand on Sasuke's shoulder and gave it a shake. "Sasuke!" Suddenly, Sasuke's eyes shot open, but in a moment, he gripped Kakashi's hand and rolled over, wrapping his legs around Kakashi's arm before using his body weight to force Kakashi to the ground. He pulled a kunai with a loud war cry and raised it up before stopping. At this point, Naruto and Sakura sat up. Naruto, upon seeing the kunai in Sasuke's hand, rushed over and tackled Sasuke off of Kakashi. Sasuke didn't fight back. His face merely twisted in fear as Naruto now threatened his life. Kakashi quickly got up and pulled Naruto off of him. "Naruto, stop!" "But he tried to kill you!" "No, he didn't. I accidentally startled him awake. He responded the way any shinobi would. It was my fault." Naruto stood there, trying to calm himself down. "All right, fine. Sorry." "It's okay, Naruto. You did the best thing you thought you could for me. Thank you." Sasuke sat there for a moment, looking at his team, the looks on their faces. It was clear that he was embarrassed. Tears began to form in his eyes. "I didn't mean..." "It's okay, Sasuke," Kakashi said as he drew closer. "I know you didn't mean to. It was my fault." He reached out his hand to Sasuke's shoulder. "I should have been more careful." Sasuke pulled away and stood. Dusting himself off, he spoke. "Maybe this just isn't working out," he said. "I don't think I'm ready to be part of a team." Kakashi held out his hand to stop Sasuke. "No, don't say that. It's okay. You just made a small mistake. You're human. We all do it sometimes." "I gotta go." Sasuke turned around and began to walk away. Naruto sighed. "I really didn't mean to make that happen." Kakashi nodded. "I know, Naruto. Sasuke's just got some wounds that don't want to heal. It's not your fault." He let Sasuke go for the day. The remaining two worked with their mentor to finish the work they'd been assigned. Upon completing it, he let them return home. "Aren't you coming?" Naruto asked. "I've got some things to do tonight, Naruto," Kakashi said. "You go on home. I've got my cell. I'll stay in touch." Naruto took a deep breath. "If you see Sasuke, then tell him I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to hurt him." Kakashi smiled. He knows Naruto, but I'll pass along the message anyway. And with that, the two brothers parted ways. Kakashi would wander the streets for a little while, deciding to pick up some treats. It was always good to bring a peace offering to a friend in pain. Something they could hold on to remember that they're cared for. Getting something to eat, he carried the bag with him until he reached Sasuke's apartment. He knocked on the door a couple of times. There was silence. Nobody answered. He knocked on the door a couple more times. Waiting there, he began to wonder if maybe Sasuke simply wasn't home. That was until the door's lock clicked. The door began to slide open, though the swing bar lock remained in place to ensure anyone Sasuke didn't want in wouldn't be able to come in. He looked at Kakashi silently, not asking anything, just staring through tired eyes. He was already in his pajamas. "Hi," Kakashi said kindly. "What are you doing here?" Sasuke asked. "I just came to stop by and see how you were doing. I know today was pretty rough, but I wanted to make sure you were okay. Can I come in?" Sasuke was silent for a while longer. Kakashi raised the bag of food he brought. "I brought snacks." Sasuke waited a moment more before closing the door again. Kakashi sighed and turned to leave when he heard the U-lock being unlatched. He looked back to see Sasuke open the door. Sasuke walked back into his apartment. Stepping in, Kakashi could see how small it was. There was merely a kitchen, a bathroom, and basically a bed. It was quaint and cozy. Kakashi had always been the kind to think that big homes were creepy if you lived by yourself, so a single bedroom apartment that served as both a bedroom and a living room, while not the best for entertaining guests, almost made it like a personal paradise. The Sasuke space reminded Kakashi of some vacation resort, but only properly altered to fit Sasuke's style. Kakashi sat the food down on the bar in front of the kitchen. Sasuke sat down on his bed. "What are you doing here?" Sasuke asked. Well, I was worried about you, he said. If you're gonna ask me to come back to the team, you can just save your breath, Sasuke said. As I said earlier, I don't think I'm cut out for a team at the current moment. I'm truly thankful for the opportunity, but I think I'm just gonna stay out of it. Kakashi leaned against the wall and let out a sigh. I think you're making a hasty decision, he said. I know today was rough, but you don't have to be afraid. Everyone knows it was just a mistake. Sasuke shook his head. No, it wasn't just a mistake. Kakashi cocked his head. What do you mean? Sasuke sighed. I'm messed up. Something's wrong with me. I'm a wuss. Kakashi shook his head. No, you're not. Sasuke nodded. Ever since that stuff happened to me, I just can't shake it. I feel so weak, so powerless. I don't want to be this way anymore, but I am. I can't sleep some nights. I can barely eat. Kakashi walked over and sat down on the bed beside Sasuke. I understand what you're going through, Sasuke. A lot more than you probably think. You're not a wuss. Kakashi looked up at the ceiling. You know, I came to realize things over the course of my life. Something very strange. Despite the mind being a metaphysical thing, something without physical form, it can still be hurt. And when it's hurt, the healing process isn't the same as for the physical. Once the pain in the physical body stops, it begins to heal itself, but the issue with the mind is that when it's damaged, it doesn't stop hurting for a long time, and even when it doesn't heal the same way. To be honest, I'd rather take a physical wound over a mental one any day of the week. In fact, give me 2 physical wounds. I'd rather not deal with the long healing process of a mental wound. Where's this going? Sasuke asked. Kakashi looked to him. You're not a wuss, Sasuke. You're strong. You're just hurt, and there's no shame in admitting that. There's no shame in admitting that something really hurt you. A lot of times there's this stigma that a real man, real woman, real shinobi, they don't act that way. But the thing is, anyone can act anyway if they're sufficiently hurt. Let me tell you a story. When I was younger, I was the son of a powerful shinobi named Sakumo Hatake. I looked up to my father, and I loved him a lot. But during the course of his career, he did something that he considered to be a mistake. Or at least everyone else around him considered it a mistake. And in a moment later, his entire career was gone. All of his prestige, all of the honor and glory he received, it all turned to shame and despair. And due to these things, he committed suicide. He was my only family member. That means that the person to discover him was me. I recall asking myself, why? Why was it that he had to die? Why did he kill himself? Did he not love me? Was I not important? I didn't notice his pain, and he wouldn't show it to me either. I had a hard time moving past that, but it only got worse from there. I ended up on a team under Lord Fourth, and I loved that team. My best friends were on it. But after a mission, my best friend Obito Uchiha was killed. Or so I had thought, leaving me alone to defend my other friend. I failed her, and she ended up dead. She threw herself in front of me and killed herself on my Chidori, Kakashi said. Sasuke was listening closely. Kakashi continued. It was only after this that I realized that my best friend wasn't killed. He survived and stayed in hiding for many years until eventually returning to the village where he tried to kill me. At some point, he had become corrupted, and nothing I could say would change his mind. He tried to kill Naruto, and I was forced to kill him. Besides those deaths, I also lost my mentor and the only woman I had ever viewed as a mother in the Nine Tails attack. And every single one of those I felt like it was caused by me. How did you even survive? Sasuke asked. I almost didn't. But each time one of the people I loved died, I found someone else to help me, to talk to. When I lost Rin, I talked to Minato about it. When I lost Minato, I found Hiruzen, who showed me to Naruto, and that helped me heal too. The thing is, I discovered that sometimes wounds never go away, but if you talk about them with someone who understands or someone who cares, it can help tremendously. Sasuke looked down like he was about to cry. I don't know how to get past this, he said as tears fell to the ground beneath him. Kakashi put his arm around the boy's shoulders. Then let's start from the beginning. Tell me about your troubles. You don't know? Sasuke asked. How is it possible that anyone doesn't know? Kakashi shook his head. I do know, Sasuke, but I need you to tell me. I need to see it from your perspective. Then maybe I can help you. Sasuke took a deep breath and swallowed. My life was simple. I had no idea how it might change. I wasn't even entirely aware of my importance as the son of the clan head until later. I lived a happy life, surrounded by love and care. My mother was the kindest woman. I was always told that I inherited her heart, filled with love and kindness, capable of such great compassion. And that was the best way to describe my mother. It was heavenly. I was sure that such feelings were why I was alive at all. To feel these wonderful feelings, and I guess that never really left me. My father was a more stern man. Not mean, but stern. Business-minded. He didn't really have much time to play with me, and I rarely saw him make a joke or act in any way other than the strong man he was, but despite that, he would still care for me, take me out places, let me ride on his shoulders, and at any time I was weak, he would push me to go beyond. And when it was clear that I couldn't go any further, he would tell me how proud he was of me and let me rest while finishing the task himself. I admired his strength so much. He was wise and strong, but sometimes frustrated. I chalked this up to his job being hard. He used to say that the village wasn't nice enough to us, and it upset him. But even still, he was strong, and always went to talk with the Hokage with dignity and grace. He was everything I wanted to be. Then there was... Sasuke stopped for a moment. He looked as though he might gag. Kakashi gave Sasuke a bit of a squeeze to tell him he was safe before getting the glass of water from his bedside table. He offered it to Sasuke, allowing him to take a sip. "Thanks," Sasuke said before taking a deep breath and continuing. Then there was Itachi. Sasuke's gaze traveled up toward the ceiling as he seemed to call back better memories he had once locked away. Itachi was... He was my big brother, Sasuke said with a smile, though it soon faded. I respected him like I respected my father, hoping to be just as good as him. If anything, Itachi was my first rival. I tried everything I could to train so I could one day be better than him, Sasuke said. I guess some things don't change. Itachi used to carry me on his shoulders. He used to take me out and tell me what a wonderful little brother I was, and how... Kakashi squeezed a bit more. Sasuke continued. How much he loved me. Sasuke sat there silently for a moment before taking another deep breath, then another sip of water. Whenever my father was too busy to spend time with me, Itachi would volunteer to do it instead. I never could understand how he could do what he did. Was all of that fake all along? Sasuke asked. Kakashi sighed as he measured his words. You know, I question that too, Kakashi said. I have a bit of a confession to make to you, Sasuke. Sasuke looked over at Kakashi questioningly. Kakashi then spoke. For quite some time, I knew Itachi. He was in my Anbu team. Sasuke seemed mortified and almost pulled away. Kakashi could understand, though he had hoped that Sasuke wouldn't close off. It was now that Kakashi had to remind Sasuke of how hurt he was by Itachi as well. For some time, I lived and died with Itachi. I taught him so much on both a philosophical and physical level. I never imagined he was capable of what he did. He never gave any hints. I knew he was capable of great violence, but that's what the Anbu were. I tried to steer him away from that and to bring him back to the point of kindness, to realize he didn't have to resort to death to answer every question. On the many times I spoke with him, all he ever talked about was peace and his hopes to see a world without death, without war. I admired him because of these dreams, but somewhere down the line, something must have happened to him. That's all I can guess. I have no idea what, though. One day he seemed worried. He hadn't been showing up for duty, and when I saw him, he looked as though he might get sick right in front of me. I'll never forget the look in his eye. It was as if he were standing on the battlefield, despite being in the safety of Konoha's walls. I don't know what got into him, but whatever it was, it must have really messed him up for him to do what he did. The day after that, I went into work and was told what happened. I could hardly believe it. I still don't understand how he could do that, but it doesn't change that it happened. Sasuke seemed to slowly grow a bit more accustomed to this information. Perhaps Kakashi's honesty had calmed him down, or perhaps he sensed a bit of a similar soul within Kakashi. Whatever it was, Sasuke had let his defenses down and was giving Kakashi the benefit of the doubt. I stayed at school late that day. I don't know why I did. I think back about it. For some reason, I just really didn't want to go home. I was having too much fun, so I stayed late. Maybe something was watching out for you. I've had my own share of unexplained happenings. I can only attribute it to divine protection. Sasuke nodded. Well, I decided to head home finally. The sun was gone, the moon was up, and I was sure I would get in trouble for missing dinner, but that was okay. I was just so happy to be alive. So happy to be me, to live where I lived, to adventure in the village and have fun. But every bit of my excitement, every drop of my enthusiasm, every ounce of that joy was snuffed out the moment I got to the compound and saw the darkness. Not a single light was on. It was so strange. The only word I could think of was it felt dead. Sasuke suddenly dropped his water and bolted toward the nearby trash can where he proceeded to puke. Kakashi was surprised for a moment, but then remembered just how hard a task it was to remember such events. Kakashi rose from the bed and walked over to Sasuke. He pat his back and held his hair back to make sure that his vomiting didn't mess it up. He would stop for a moment to breathe before doing it again. Sasuke's entire body was shaking. Eventually, Sasuke sat back on his knees. Kakashi let Sasuke lean up against him. "You don't have to talk about it anymore," Kakashi said, deciding to cut him some slack. However, Sasuke continued anyway. "There was so much blood. I knew something was wrong." Kakashi was beginning to worry that Sasuke was pushing himself too far. It was true that talking helped, but it was also true that healing didn't happen all at once. It occurred in small bursts over a span of time. "Maybe we should take a break, Sasuke." Sasuke shook his head. "No, I'm this far. I feel like I need to do this." "Are you sure?" Kakashi asked. Sasuke nodded. "Please, let me finish." "Okay," Kakashi said. He decided to remain silent from this point on, to let Sasuke finish this as quickly as possible. "I saw my first dead body that night. It was maimed, butchered. Part of me wondered how it could ever have been a human. I raced home to tell my parents, but the moment I made it there, it was so dark. I ran around the back of the house, searching for my parents' room. As soon as I reached the door, I went to open it, but I stopped. I sensed something. I don't know how I knew, but I knew there was something on the other side of that door, and whatever it was, darkness followed it. I was sure I was marching to my death, but my fear was that whatever was in there might kill my parents if I did nothing. Gathering my courage, I opened the door and rushed in with the kunai the teacher had given me to practice with. Inside, I saw not a monster, but my own brother. He was standing over my parents. They were killed, their faces frozen in fear." Sasuke began to cry. "Sasuke, I really think we need to stop," Kakashi said. "I asked what had happened. That's when I saw the truth in his eyes. He was responsible. He cast Tsukiyomi on me and forced me to witness his deeds over and over again for what seemed like hours." Kakashi was stunned. "He forced you to watch it on loop with Tsukiyomi?" Kakashi was astounded. It was no wonder Sasuke was so messed up. Tsukiyomi was a dangerous genjutsu, one known to have the capacity to destroy the minds of whoever was cast under it. Sasuke then spoke. "I tried to fight him after I recovered, but I was no match. He told me to come after him when I awakened my Mangekyo, but despite how bad I hate him, I never want to see him again," Sasuke shouted. Kakashi cradled the crying boy in his arms. Sasuke had just exposed his greatest weakness to Kakashi, and now Kakashi understood exactly why Sasuke was the way he was. He shushed him. Doing his best to comfort Sasuke, he said, "Listen, disregard what Itachi said. You don't need to carry that on your shoulders. It doesn't matter what any single man does. Nobody escapes justice, even if they thought they did. Every man dies, and when Itachi does, he'll have to give an account for everything he did here. Do not burden yourself with it." Kakashi lifted Sasuke up into his arms and carried him over to the bed, where he laid him down in it. He pulled a blanket up and gave him some tissues to blow his nose into. He then grabbed some fresh water for Sasuke to drink. After using these things, Sasuke laid back, slowly recovering. Kakashi spoke. "Sasuke, the things you bear on your shoulders are greater than the things most have to. You're far stronger than you give yourself credit for. I want you to know that your feelings are valid. I understand them. I was where you are now, and I promise that things will get better. You just gotta believe, okay?" Sasuke nodded. Kakashi touched his head to Sasuke's for a moment, and in that moment he understood what it was that Hiruzen had sent him here to do. There was good reason for him to be in Sasuke's life, and now he knew what it was. He was to help Sasuke, but the thing was, he needed Sasuke to make this decision himself. So after putting the food he brought into the fridge for Sasuke, Kakashi prepared to leave. "Is there anything else you need, Sasuke?" Sasuke shook his head. He seemed so tired. "I think I'm gonna crash," Sasuke said. Kakashi nodded. "Well, if you need anything for any reason, I put my number in your contacts. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you do. Don't forget about how strong you are, okay?" Sasuke nodded in response. Kakashi then spoke. "And about the team. If you don't want to come back, I won't force you to. I'll respect your decision. However, I do want to let you know that me, Sakura, and Naruto all care for you. Sometimes the worst thing we can do in a situation like this is cut ourselves off from our friends. But anyway, regardless of what you decide, I will always be here for you. Whatever you choose, know that I care about you, and I'll be here for you no matter what." Sasuke let off a slight smile. From there, Kakashi let him rest. It was quite late when he got home, but Naruto was up regardless. Naruto stood and ran over to him. "How'd it go? Is he coming back?" Naruto asked. Kakashi shrugged. "I don't know. Sasuke's in a tough point in his life. He'll have to make that decision himself." From there, they went to bed. They had a big day planned. Another mission. The next day, they set out early and met up with Sakura. Sakura was a bit disappointed to see that Sasuke wasn't there. "Sasuke needs time to figure some things out. The best we can do is be there for him. Maybe he'll leave the team, but maybe one day he'll come back. I guess we'll just have to wait and see," Kakashi said. "Maybe that day's today," Naruto said. He raised his finger and pointed. Kakashi turned around to see Sasuke standing there with a soft smile on his face. Kakashi smiled upon seeing him there. "We're glad to have you back, Sasuke." Sasuke's smile turned into a grin. "It's good to be back, Kakashi-sensei." And that's where I'm gonna call it for now. You know, it really is a shame that there's such a stigma around mental health. I feel like in recent years that stigma has lessened quite a bit, to which I'm glad. But still, there are those out there who are struggling inside of themselves with feelings they never wanted. Feelings of fear, self-doubt, or even memories of bad things that happened to them. And to all those out there fighting against such feelings, I wanted to let you know that you're all warriors in your own right. Never give up. Things will get better. Don't be ashamed of your wounds. There's a bit of a saying I have, and it's one I'd like to share with you. The heart that knows how to love the best is the one covered in scars. Maybe it sounds cheesy, but the truth is love and pain go hand in hand. Those who hurt much can learn to either hate much or love much. What you become is up to you. But my heart goes out to you, as do my prayers. If you feel you need help, please find it. There's no shame there, and just know that we here at the Amagi care about you, even if we've never officially met. Anyway, if you all enjoyed this video, please be sure to let us know down in the comments below. Also remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to let YouTube know how much you enjoyed it so they can recommend it to others. And if you really liked this video, I'll recommend these other ones. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. Until next time, peace out.